Hello folks, once again here, I'm Todd and Lightfeet here. I just wanted to actually do another quick cooking video. I've kind of like been, I guess, inspired, if you will, to kind of do these videos. Not anything extravagant or anything like that. I just wanted to actually just do a quick video with what I am craving, which is some oxtails. I just want some oxtails. So I'm not going to sit up here and try to make it all fancy with all the fixings. I just want something that's basic. So basically what we have, or what the ingredients, what we need is just the obvious, your oxtails. For the most part, I actually went ahead and seasoned these and actually had these sitting in the fridge overnight. You see them right there. I also have some sliced portobello mushrooms here. These are the mushrooms that a lot of people might use to be meat substitute because it has that beefy flavor. In the event that you didn't want meat, you can actually use this as a meat substitute. I also have some green onions and some celery chopped up. I went ahead and chopped these up and put a little saran wrap or whatever on there. You'll be needing here is a can of diced tomatoes here. I know it's kind of backwards here as far as how you all see it, but a can of diced tomatoes here. Got that. Of course, you're going to need your beef broth. And last but not least, my knife there, I actually chopped up some onions. So I have these in a little handy part there. So basically what I'm going to need to do here is actually go away for a moment and actually begin to brown the oxtails and everything, and I'll actually show you what that's all about once I officially get this thing started, okay? One of the first things you want to do is make sure that you actually coat your Instapot, because I'm actually using my pressure cooker here to do the oxtails. You may want to actually, first of all, go ahead and put some Crisco in there to actually coat the bottom here, because basically what I'm going to be doing here is just basically browning the oxtails here, just so we can kind of get like a sear so they can seal in the flavors before we actually do the actual pressure cooking of the oxtails, because as you know, oxtails is a very tough meat and it can take hours to cook. So basically with me and my new best friend here, my pressure cooker, we can actually go ahead and just cook the oxtails in basically 45 minutes. But the way that I'm going to actually do it is that I'm going to actually cook them under pressure for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to turn around and add my vegetables and let those actually cook under pressure for the remaining 15 minutes, because I don't want everything to actually be, I want some crunch into my vegetables and stuff like that, some texture. So that's the reason why I'm breaking it up like that. I'm going to, again, pressure cook and cook them first, for the first 30 minutes up to pressure, and then I'm going to stop it, let it come out to natural release, and then I'm going to turn around and add my vegetables in there, and then we'll turn around and set it for 15 minutes again, and let it finish on out that way. But before we do everything here, we first of all have to actually begin to brown the oxtail. So what we need to do is actually go here and actually choose saute. Okay, so what we need to do again is we're going to press the saute, and basically what needs to be done now is we just have to wait for the Instapot here to heat up, and basically it's heating up right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and start adding the oxtails to kind of get them seared. Okay, so just continue to hold. So what I'm going to start doing now is I'm going to actually start adding the oxtails, okay, little by little here, because I have to start getting them in here in the pot so they can begin to brown. Okay, so you may hear that sizzle a little bit. That's what I'm about to do here. Sorry, trying to do two things at once here. Let me start to come and I'll let you see them there all day. Yeah, I'm having them in there now. They're just, right now I'm just trying to brown them. So we're gonna, pretty much make sure that they're seared on all sides here. Okay, and then once that's done, I'll take them out and actually let them rest while and I'll show you the next step and what I do after that, after they're seared up, okay? So just continue to hold for me. Thank you. Here, I went ahead and removed the oxtails there. I got them kind of seared a little bit there, okay? I didn't want to fully cook them. I just wanted to kind of sear them so they can sear the juices in. That's how that's what all I wanted to do, is to sear them so I can lock the juices in. So now what you see here is those bits and everything that you actually see on the bottom of the thing. There's a French term that's called corn or something along those lines. And basically what I want to do is get up all of those bits of flavor, because that's pretty much what it is flavor. So basically what I'm going to need to do is kind of just scrape them a little bit to kind of get all of that flavor up in there. But what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to actually add something in there to help with actually getting that flavor. So pretty much what I'm going to need to do is go ahead and add my onions in there. okay? So just hold on just a second. Onions is nothing but mostly water anyway. So for the most part, basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to just caramelize the onions, so it actually helps, to get, some of this bits of flavoring from off the bottom here. And basically all I'm doing is just caramelizing the onions, but at the same time I'm just kind of sauteing them as well, just to kind of give them the bits and everything that's actually at the bottom of the pan here. But basically, again, onions is nothing but mostly water anyway. Let me go ahead and add the rest of the onions. Get that over with. Yeah. So that's pretty much all that I'm doing at this particular point. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Boy, it's so hard doing videos and just only one person. But basically, all I'm doing here now is just basically scraping down the sides and everything, and just again getting all those flavors and everything like that. All right. Okay, just making sure that all of that goodness and everything is in there. Like I say, I'm not worried about with burning or whatnot, because it's not gonna burn, because I've done so many things here in this pot that it's going to be all good. So it's looking good at the moment. Like I said, you're getting scraping all of those out. So basically what I'm doing now is just letting the onions pretty much saute in there. So basically I'm actually preparing the onions because I'm getting ready to put the oxtails back in there, okay? So like I said, you just have to give them a moment, let these finish caramelizing up. Like I said, I'll put you on a brief hold here so I can go ahead and put the oxtails back in. So now that I got the oxtails in there, I'm going to put them back in there in the pot. So basically what I need to do now is actually add the liquid and start to build the flavor, at least for the first part of the cooking of the oxtails. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and add the diced tomatoes. Okay. Kind of stir that around in there for just a moment. Okay. Okay. And as you all know, okay, pressure cookers need liquid in order to do its job. So basically what I'm going to be adding is just a little bit of beef broth. Okay, just enough, just a little bit there. Okay, that should be enough right there. Okay, basically I'm just adding that much because this is going to be, for the most part, the first half of the cooking. All right, and I'm also going to go ahead and actually add the rest of the marinade also that I actually had them marinating in overnight. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in there as well. So basically what I'm trying to do here is what's called building flavor, okay? Goodness gracious. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just make sure that everything is all melted in there and nice and everything like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to get ready to do now is going to get ready to start the pressure cooking process here. What I think what I might want to do, I think I might do that. Let me add at least some of the vegetable. Well, yeah, some of them. Okay, so yeah. So basically I'm going to add half of the celery and the green onions that I had chopped up earlier. Okay, so let's do that. Let me add half of that. Add half of that in there. Okay, put that in there. Okay, and then I'm going to add at least half of those mushrooms as well. Okay. All right. So now what I want to do here is I want to actually have a big pot full. So we can go ahead and I'm going to stir that around a little bit. And I think I'm about ready. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get everything situated here and start the pressure cooking process, okay? So just give me a minute. Okay, quick lesson in pressure cooking. Okay, so anytime you're getting ready to actually start the pressure cooking process, you have all of your ingredients already in there now. So what you need to do, first of all, is I'm going to go to the top, and I'm going to make sure that it is in the proper position here as far as sealing. You don't want it to actually be venting, because if you turn it this way, the pressure is going to escape and you're not going to be able to get any results, because again, the whole point of a pressure cooker is to have the items cook under pressure. So you're going to have to put it in the sealing. I know you all can't see it here, but it says sealing. Can you see it? Yeah. You have to have it right there where it says sealing, so you'll actually see it there. You know, it's pointed there. So now what you have to do is actually manually set this to wherever it is that you want it to be. So right now what I want to do is I'm going to do manual, and I'm getting to set the time. So what I'm going to do here is set the time for 30 minutes. Okay, and just leave it alone. So basically what that's going to do, basically is going to actually, first of all, build pressure. And then once the pressure is built, then it's going to actually start counting down, you know, for the most part. Once it reaches, the pressure is going to start counting down from 30 all the way down to 0. And then when it hits 0, that's when it'll do a little beep or whatever. And basically you can actually allow it to cool down naturally by just doing a manual release, you know, that sort of thing. So, but I'll get into that, or I'll get further into that once that time comes. So right now we have it on. We got it set for 30 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and allow it to pressure cook. Okay, so I'll be back with you in a few minutes. Thanks. Okay, so as you can see, it's getting ready. The pot has now came up to pressure. So basically the on has gone away, and now it's set to 30 as I previously had set it. So what's going to happen now is that the pressure cooker is going to actually count down from 30. Okay, and then once it gets down to 0, it's going to beep. And then it's going to go into counting up, meaning that that would be I guess the part where you would talk about actually naturally releasing the pressure. You can either wait to let the pressure release naturally, or you can actually abrupt and just stop it from, and just actually releasing it manually on your own by using that switch right there. But we can't do any of that yet because the pressure cooker has now reached pressure and it's actually cooking. So once it gets down to the 1 mark, I'll bring you back and let you see what I'm talking about, okay? Thanks. As you can see here, I'm sorry about the noise in the background, but you can see here that it's already actually stopped the cooking. So now what it's doing here is that it's going to start counting up. This is actually called the natural pressure release mode, I guess. So basically what I want to do is just kind of let it sit for just a moment and just let it release some of the air naturally. And then what I'm going to do is open it up. I'll say I'll maybe let it go naturally till maybe about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll actually go ahead and do a manual release, which would mean that I would have to actually, position this in the venting section, then all the steam will release out, and then that's when the pressure, that's what you call actually releasing the pressure manually, okay? So let me just allow it to count up to about 5 minutes, and then I'll probably more than likely do a manual release, so I can maybe sit back and let you all see that as well. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just show you. I'm going to actually do a manual release here, so I'm not going to allow it to actually go ahead and release the pressure naturally on its own. I want to kind of speed up the process, okay? So normally what you would need to do is stand back a little bit, and this is the nozzle that you're going to need to kind of, turn left or right, depending on how you want to do it. But I'm going to go ahead and release this pressure here. Just bear with me. As you can hear, the steam is actually coming out of the pressure cooker right now. So basically what I want to do is allow all that pressure to be released, and it'll release naturally. And once that's done, I'll go ahead and open it up, and then I'll see what we're working with. I still have these vegetables here that are sitting on the side here, but I'm going to actually put in the pot once the pressure is released, and I'm going to let it go for another 15 minutes. And then after that, we're going to call it a day. All right? Be right back. Pressure has been released, so what we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go ahead and open the pressure cooker. Wow. Look at that there. Look at that. Okay, what I want to do here is that I'm not finished actually done just yet. I'm going to go ahead and add remaining vegetables to this actual pot here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and allow it to cook for another 15 minutes. Okay, so let me go ahead and add that in there. Just give me a minute here. Alrighty, and I'll bring you back when I've added it. As you can see, I went ahead and added the remaining vegetables that I had there on standby. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is actually close this up again. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and let it cook. I said about 15 more minutes. I'll probably do, let's do about 17 minutes. Not that it'll make much of a difference, but I'll go ahead and actually pressure cook the rest of that time, for 17 minutes. Okay, so just hang in there with me, folks. Hit the cancel function to bring it back so I can zero it out, and I'm going to go ahead and set it back to another 15 minutes. So I'm going to click on manual, and I'm going to go down. So hit the little subtraction thing, and we're going to go for about, I said about 17 minutes. Let's do 17. Okay, and then after, so basically that's done. I'm going to go ahead and put this back up to the sealing function once again. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and let this here go ahead and cook for another 15 minutes. Okay, so it's going to say on, and it's going to go ahead and go through the process just like before. This time it's only going to be 15 minutes. This time when I bring you back, it'll be done. Okay, so hang in there with me. Okay, so it went ahead. The 15 minutes is up for the last time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just stop this right here just for a minute here. I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to go ahead and just let the pressure release. I'm going to actually force it, so I'm going to stand back for a minute and go ahead and let the pressure release here, a forced release. So let me stand back for one more time. I don't want to wait for the countdown to go slowly. I want to go ahead and hurry up and get this over with so you all can actually see how this is being done. So all of that steam coming out. All right. I'll bring you back when I open the pressure cooker. Okay, so this is the final 15 minutes. It's done. I went ahead and unplugged the pressure cooker here, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up for the last time here. So just hold on just a moment for me here. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Okay. Ooh. Yes. All right. Still bubbling. So I need to just stir it up a little bit. Oh yeah, we are done. I think this meat is tender. Oh yeah. Yep, so there you have it, folks. Oxtail, well, most people will actually consider this oxtail stew, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cook me some yellow rice and just actually have it with some yellow rice, served on a bed of yellow rice. So that's for the most part. That's it. That's all that I have for you, sir, or ma'am, or whoever it is that wants to listen. So this is just a part of, my little mini series, I guess you want to call it, with quarantine cooking, okay? That's it. There you have it. Oxtail stew. Have a great one, folks. Bye.